Hello and welcome back to the channel where once again it is time for my monthly pickups. Now I'm not going to lie, it's been a relatively quiet month for me in terms of buying games simply because I'm still recovering from my foot surgery and I've had some complications from that. I've had 2 follow-up procedures done and the second one was actually done the morning of recording this video, which is the 27th of March, and that was basically loads of needles in my foot and trying to break down a massive buildup of scar tissue in my foot, which has been very frustrating. And obviously a knock-on effect of having this surgery was meaning that I was off work 6 weeks and it meant my income was less, so I haven't really had a whole lot of spare money. But I have got a few games to show you. I've got a CEX roulette open at the end, a couple of control pad pickups, and then a new game added to the giveaway pile. So we're going to start with the control pads first. And the first one was a third-party Nintendo 64 control pad from Amazon. This is made by a company called Ostent, and obviously it mimics the official design. This was £13.50 at a guess, and it's actually pretty decent. I bought it just for whenever I needed one for multiplayer and also recording 2-player footage for the N64. The buttons are slightly chunkier, so they do require just a little bit more of a press, but the analog stick is nice and smooth, vastly superior to the official N64 pad. So this actually is pretty decent. The D-pad as well is also pretty good. So in terms of third-party N64 pads, it's the best one I've ever seen. If you were an N64 fan back when they came out, you will know that the third-party pads that came out back then were shocking designs. Some of them didn't have like handles here and stuff. Some of them were terrible. I am glad to say that in the past 10, 15 years, third-party quality, I should say, of third-party controllers in general has improved drastically. So that is a pretty decent pad. Second pad I got because I wanted another wireless pad for the Nintendo Switch. I do have Switch controllers, but 2 Switch controllers that are wireless. One is wireless, one is wired, I should say. And that is the one I wanted to replace. So I bought this Game Sir wireless pad from Argos. This was $17.99. Now I bought it thinking it was a Switch-specific controller, but it's not. It's a generic one and it's got a dongle. So you put the dongle in and then eventually you connect it to the console, which is fine. The downside is this is mapped to an Xbox controller. So when you start playing it, these 2 buttons are actually swapped over on the Switch. Thankfully, if you hold, I think it's these 2 buttons here it reverses that. So it actually lines up like a Nintendo Switch pad in terms of controls, which is absolutely fine. Was actually interrupted by a phone call then. So yeah, so basically once you've reversed the control setup, it's absolutely fine. Downside is as well that once you turn the switch off, this control pad will stay powered on and you actually have to hold the power button here to turn it off. Otherwise you're just going to drain all your battery. That is a bit of a niggle, but to be fair, for the price, I'm not going to complain because the Power A licensed controllers are £40 still. Doesn't matter which one you've got. I got one of the Pikachu ones and that is a fantastic controller and it is better than this in all fairness. But again, they're £40, and if you want an official Nintendo wireless controller for the Switch, I think they're $49.99 or $59.99, one or the other. They are really expensive. So for $17.99, not going to complain. And actually, in terms of controlling the games, it's absolutely fine. It's a pretty decent control pad in all fairness. So another decent control pad there. Now on to my 4 CEX pickups. I should say. They all came from Cambran. I can't get my words out. I feel like with all the needles that I had this morning, I've been just a little bit disorientated, to be fair. So I've got Disgaea 3. This was £8, Disgaea 3. This is actually a series of games that I do want to try and get all the ones that are available. I was thinking the first 2 would be really expensive on the PS2, but they're not actually that expensive, to be fair. And this was £8, so it was pretty cheap. That is complete. It is in really nice condition, to be fair. So quite happy with that. In all honesty though, I probably won't play it until I picked up the first 2 and played them in chronological order, basically from when they came out up to the newest one. I think the newest one's on the Switch and PS4 or PS5, can't remember, one or the other. So yeah, that will be a series of games that I would like to actually get all of. And the next 3 are all Wii games and they're all wrestling games, and they were all really, really cheap because in Cambran, they had SmackDown vs. Raw 2009. I've not played any of these older SmackDown games at all, and I thought I might buy them on the Wii simply for the fact you're not missing out on any DLC because the Wii didn't have anything for those. It's just literally all on the disc. And this game is in absolutely fantastic condition. I've had a brief go on this. Unfortunately, it only uses Wii Remote and nunchuck controls, so I don't know if I'm going to enjoy it that much on the Switch. And also the camera view seems a little bit irritating. It kind of like zooms in and chops off wrestlers' heads and stuff at the time. I find that a little bit strange. I don't know if it's like that on the other format, but it's like that on the Wii. But this was only £1 or £1.50. Like always, I'll stick the prices on the screen. Anyway, then we got SmackDown vs. Raw 2010. Again, this game is in absolutely fantastic condition, almost like it's hardly been played. Thankfully, by 2010, they realised, oh, we're much better off letting them use standard control pads on the game. So you can use a GameCube pad or a Classic or Classic Pro controller to play that one. So I imagine this one will probably be slightly better to play than 2009. And you guessed it, I got SmackDown vs. Raw 2011. Again, this was pretty cheap, like £2 or £2.50 or £1.50, whatever it was. Again, thankfully it uses proper control pad support. And again, it is in very nice condition, like it's hardly been played. Of course, that could be an omen that it's not a very good game, or perhaps that all of them aren't very good on the Wii. I might have just said Switch earlier on. I did mean Wii, yeah. That they're not good games on the Wii. I've no idea. I'll know when I play them. I probably will cover them in my wrestling game reviews. I've actually taken a little bit of a hiatus on those currently. So they were my 4 pickups from in-store. None of them particularly massive, big hitting games. Now I have got a CEX Wii roulette here. I say Wii, it's Wii U. And that is because I noticed the Washington store, I didn't even know there was a place in England called Washington. I think it's right near Scotland, had a massive load of Wii U games traded in. I'm guessing somebody traded in their whole Wii U collection to that store because there was 105 games in stock about a week ago. And I was having a look and I thought, you know what, I've never seen this game in stock. I'm going to order it. It might be good. You know what, it might not. Now, I was hoping I was going to get the big box version. I haven't, obviously, because they don't actually have that listed separately. So if somebody traded it in, I imagine they would just get the trade-in value for the game alone, which is obviously in here, because the big box version came with like one of those gun attachments or something, and that kind of gives away what kind of game it is. I've already cut the cardboard. I've not looked inside. I don't know if it's in good condition. And it is Hunter Trophy 2 Europa. Now, I've never... Oh! It's a foreign copy. Gutting. Die realistische und vollständigste Jagd-Simulation. 10 verschiedene Jagdwaffen, 5 Split Mediterraneans Sumpgebiet Uvanger Plateau, and it is all in German on the back. So that is disappointing. Now, this might be, I don't know, one of the games on the Wii U. It's actually complete. It's even got its pamphlet as well. It might be one of the games that didn't get an actual UK release. I don't know. I've not checked it. And that's basically because I've never seen this game in stock before. The disc looks absolutely immaculate. I think, judging from the accessory that comes in the big box, it's like a light gun type shooter game, and it's based on hunting. You know, I'm assuming that's what it is from the front. So I thought, you know what? It might actually be quite interesting. So, yeah, I thought I'd give it a bash because I never see it in stock. This was £15. Sorry, obviously I had to pay the £2.95 postage. They probably did have more games in that shop that I would have liked, but I'm not willing to pay. Excuse me, I'm not willing to pay postage and postage and postage if you're getting games from the same store. I've said it before, CEX should really do a combined postage. If games are coming from the same store, there should be one postage charge, you know, $2.95, and you could get 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games from the same store. They'd sell more stuff. It would just be such a better process. Now, I will actually check whether this had an English UK release. If it did, I might well send this back because I don't like having games in my collection that are just all foreign. You know, I'm assuming the game will probably be in English. I don't actually know that, of course. If it was in German as well, then it would definitely be going back, but I will look into that more. And the last thing I want to talk about is the next game that I've added to the giveaway pile. It's another Nintendo Switch game. It is Valkyrian Arc Hero School Story 2. I thought this game looked quite interesting. Again, it's another RPG style game, so I thought this would add to the giveaway. Now, obviously, we're not giving away this game yet because we've not met the channel membership quota that I said. Once we hit 10 channel members, the giveaways will start. Currently, we have this many, 0, so I'm probably just going to be building myself a collection of Nintendo Switch games at the moment. Doesn't matter, I'm not putting pressure on people to become a channel member. It is only 99p, and that basically entitles you to be entered into all my game giveaway draws, and it gives you early access to my videos, little bits like that. It's not a case of me trying to fleece money out of people like some channels out there. Retro Ghetto, never mind. Yeah, so once I hit 10 channel members, it will be a monthly draw, and of course, yeah, both of these games will now be up for grabs once I hit 10 channel members. If you do want to become a channel member, just make sure you've got an email address visible on your YouTube page so I can contact the winners. But of course, we need to hit 10 channel members first. As soon as we do, then the giveaways will commence every month. And like I said, there'll be a new game added every month. Currently, we've got 2. So once we hit those 2, that channel membership target, there will be 2 people drawn, and they will win these games. The first game out will win Persona, and the second game out will win Hero Arc Story 2. That is it for this month's pickups. Not many games, in all fairness. I am quite interested to try out Hunter's Trophy 2 just to see what it's like. I might actually give it a bash after I've done this video. That is all for this time. Let me know your thoughts on my pickups, and also if you've had any decent pickups or bargains maybe in charity shops, because I didn't find any at all this past month, I should say. That is it for this video. I will see you soon for another one. Oh my word, I'm really struggling with my words today, and I swear it is the effect of having all these needles in my foot today. I'm just a little bit like this. Anyway, I'll see you again soon for another video. Goodbye for now.